Hey there, it's David Cinelli here, realtor with Royal LePage Signature. Today's home tip, we're continuing with summer barbecue themes, and today's theme is your propane tank for your barbecue. Now, if you're like me, I haven't had a propane tank for a number of years because I switched from my barbecue to natural gas. And I would suggest you do the same if you can, but some people just absolutely love their propane and their propane gas barbecue. So if you love the propane tank, again, there's no right or wrong answer here. I just like the fact not having to go out, either replace my tank or having to fill it up. But if you do have a propane tank, did you know that the propane tanks all have a shelf life? It's usually between 10 and 12 years old. So before you use your barbecue today, and you haven't used it since probably last year, I don't know, I use my barbecue all year round, but that's just me. You want to check the date on the tank. You are not legally allowed to fill a tank that's expired. So if you are having friends come over and you want to know how much, if you have to fill up your tank, take a look first at your tank and make sure that it still has a good shelf life. If you need to buy a new one, that old tank you can't just toss in the recycling. There's special places you have to bring the tank to, because even if the tank is empty, there is still some residual propane in it and it could cause an explosion if you put it in the right disposal. Anyway, if your tank is not expired, is that the right way of saying it? Anyway, and you want to know, again, you have friends coming over, you only have the one tank, do I need a refill or not? There's some, tests you can do to see if the tank needs some filling. The first thing you want to do is check to see if your tank has a gauge. Now, some tanks have a gauge to let you know if it's empty or not. Those little more high-end tanks, most of them don't have that gauge. Another thing you want to do is maybe just grab the tank and lift it up. If it feels really light to the touch, chances are that your tank is low and it needs some propane, so go get it refilled. Another one which I've been reading about is the do-get test. Again, I'm in a propane tank for a while, so I want to know, hey, how did we used to do this test before? So if you want to do is you want to disconnect your tank, and you want to leave it outside probably, and you're going to want to boil some water. After the water is boiled, what you want to do is bring it to the propane tank and pour it down the side of the tank. Now, you're going to want to touch the tank after the water is poured, because as soon as it gets a little bit cool to the touch, like the metal will stay hot for where the propane is up until it touches the propane. So for example, if you pour it on the side and it's hot, we know that, okay, the tank it's empty. Oh, it's cool here. This is where the propane is. I hope that makes sense. There's some research you can do on that. Just check it on Google, say hot water tank test for propane, and you see what I mean if this gets confusing. Anyway, guys, so please make sure that your propane is not expired. And the second thing is make sure it's full if you're having friends over. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.